Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful topic today. Why are C-suite executives turning to fractional marketing? I'm going to be turning it over to our esteemed panelists in just a moment, but before I do, I have a couple housekeeping announcements. So first, note that the webinar is being recorded and we will have it available on demand on our website afterwards at marketri.com. Also, I wanted to let you know that we will be saving time for questions at the end. So if you have questions, feel free to type them in the Q&A, which is on the toolbar on the bottom of your Zoom application. You can type those in. I'll be monitoring them, and I will turn them over to our panelists at the end of the session. With that, I'm going to turn it over to our panelists, starting with Deb Andrews for introductions.
Thank you, Tracy. Welcome, everyone. We're glad that you're joining us this afternoon. Go ahead to the next slide. We're just going to do some quick introductions of the panel today. I am Deb Andrews. I'm the founder and president of Marketri. Before I started Marketri, I spent a lot of time working in professional services firms, many for the Big Four and in finance and private equity. Once I started Marketri, and many of the reasons why I started Marketri we'll talk about actually on this webinar today, but over the course of 2 decades, I've had the privilege and the honor of working with many mid-sized, growth-oriented companies to help them figure out the puzzle of marketing in order to achieve their growth objectives. I'm going to turn it over to Jen and to Tricia to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Jen Marino. I'm a fractional chief marketing and growth officer at Marketri. Prior to my time at Marketri, I was a chief marketing and growth officer for financial services, technology, and professional services firms.
Hi, I'm Tricia. I'm a VP of marketing at Marketri, and I've had the privilege of serving as a fractional marketing lead for a number of clients across different industries, largely in professional service firms, in investment banking, engineering, financial services, and consulting.
Wonderful. So before we dive into the topic of fractional marketing today, I think it's helpful to give a little bit of background into what's really happened in marketing over the past couple of decades and why it sort of leads us to fractional marketing being an ideal solution for many mid-sized growth-oriented companies. So pre-internet, it's hard to remember pre-internet days, but there was really only very few channels that marketers had to work with. And the primary role of the marketing function was to generate awareness, get that brand recognition, that name out there. The buyers at that point were relatively uninformed, meaning the only way they could find out information about a company was primarily through brand recognition, ads, radio, direct mail, things of that nature. The buying journey was fairly linear, meaning folks would decide that they had a need and then connect with someone in sales. The sales playbook and the marketing playbook was what we would call interrupt-based marketing, where you receive a cold call or a direct mail or something you didn't necessarily ask for, right? And it was okay because that was really how things went, and that was the way B2B buyers could buy back then. So before pre-internet, people were used to being sold to. Today, buyers are well informed. Well, they're well informed because they have endless amounts of information at their fingertips. Not only do they have everything that Google can serve up, but now they have everything all these AI platforms can serve up as well. They want information on a solution, a challenge, they can go and find it themselves. And that's what their preference is to have that journey be on their own terms. It's often a very fluid and random journey, maybe doing a little research here, a little research there, and generally they kind of work their way down to a solution at some point. It's at that point that they're ready to connect with sales. And so the marketing playbook has moved from this interruptive-based sort of marketing to more thought leadership and content really meant to meet the buyers where they are in that journey and be an authentically helpful resource at whatever stage they are. And so now we say, instead of people are used to being sold to, they don't want to be sold to, people want to proactively buy. And it's marketing's role to help them in that journey. So let's take a look at it from a different angle. We're going to look at the sales funnel. The major stages of the traditional sales funnel are awareness, top of the funnel, interest, consideration, middle of the funnel, intent, evaluation, acceptance is bottom of the funnel. If you look on the left, pre-internet, marketing only was responsible for the very top of the funnel. That was generating that brand awareness that I mentioned earlier. That is kind of where marketing's role kind of left off, and then it was up to sales to go around, shake hands, make connections, make calls, and engage with the buyer and take them from that consideration phase all the way down. Now, marketing is playing a much larger role and needs to play a larger role in that sales funnel because people want to proactively buy, and it's marketing's role to help them do that, to generate awareness, to help them figure out how to solve their challenges. And then once they do, how should you choose one firm over another in that consideration phase? All of that now belongs to marketing and not necessarily to sales. Sales role has evolved to being much more of a consultative type of sale versus an interruptive, cold calling, blast email type of formula that tends not to work in today's market as well. So that's a little bit of background that's going to help set the stage a little bit for why this world of fractional marketing is oftentimes the right solution. So what happens if you're a sales-led company? If you don't have a marketing function, or maybe you have one person in marketing that's doing some random acts of marketing, posting social, sending some emails, but you're kind of leaving this whole big part of the funnel empty, so to speak. So you have people working at the bottom of the funnel, but your competitors are out there filling that top part of the funnel, putting information out there for buyers to consume. So really what we want to leave you with today is, if you want to be successful in terms of generating top line revenue growth from marketing and sales, you need to actually fill that other part of the funnel with marketing support, and marketing and sales need to work hand in hand. So now you know that marketing is very important, and most of the prospects we talk to and clients that we've had, we listen to all sorts of challenges and pain points when they reach out to us. I'll read some of them here. Maybe some of them will connect with you. We have a wonderful marketing manager who does our social and emails, but we don't really get an ROI. I don't receive meaningful and consistent reporting. I'm not really sure if it's working or what's working. I'm under increasing pressure from investors or the board to show a measurable return on the investment in sales and marketing. We spend $50K a year on marketing technologies, and yet we're only using a fraction of what it's capable of doing. Our marketing agency relies on me to give them direction. I'm the CEO, I'm the COO, I'm not a marketer, so they're waiting for me to give them orders, and I'm not really sure if what I'm telling them to do is right. We have a team and a plan, but our rollout is too slow. It's just not moving. I don't see movement, I don't see measurement, I don't see optimization. Our competitors seem to be everywhere. They're in ads, they're speaking at conferences, they're in the Wall Street Journal. It's driving me crazy. And finally, our company doesn't look the part. We've been around 50 years and we don't look it. So we need to kind of right size our brand and our brand strategy to be the dynamic company we are today. So with that, you're seeing a lot of roadblocks, but actually most of them fall into 4 major categories. And I'm going to turn it over to Jen Marino, who's going to talk about those roadblocks.
Thanks, Deb. So Deb mentioned that there's many roadblocks. I'm sure you're familiar with many of them. The ones that we're going to focus on today include the first one, inconsistent measurement and accountability. Having inconsistent management and measurement and accountability, reporting on the wrong KPIs. One common mistake that we find is focusing on vanity metrics like clicks or impressions or likes that don't translate into business value. The right KPIs need to align with your business goals, such as revenue growth, lead conversion, and customer retention. Another roadblock is having the wrong people in the wrong seats. It's not uncommon for companies to have talented individuals misaligned with their roles or missing key skills necessary to execute their marketing strategies effectively. Part of our role as fractional chief marketing officers is talent evaluation, making sure that the right people are in the right roles. And if there's gaps, we fill them with specialized talent, ensuring the team operates efficiently and effectively. Another gap is the marketing best practices and having the absence of those across the team. Best practices evolve rapidly in today's marketing landscape, especially with advances in technology like AI and changing consumer behaviors. Staying current requires ongoing learning and adjustment. Fractional marketing is able to bring industry-wide best practices into your organization, leveraging what works across sectors and saving time by avoiding common pitfalls. And then finally, lack of a strategy and growth plan. Many companies dive into marketing with tactics, but lack that guiding strategy. A growth plan is critical because it aligns marketing efforts with business objectives, providing a roadmap for sustainable success. Marketing today is complex. It's like a puzzle that requires the right pieces to fit seamlessly together. A fractional CMO sits as a strategic orchestrator, ensuring the right mix of skills, strategy, and execution. It's about getting each piece of the marketing puzzle to align with the company's goals, whether that means pivoting strategies or reallocating resources to the most effective channels. This holistic view enables companies to move beyond individual tactics and build integrated campaigns that generate measurable results. So some of the questions we often get asked include, can you afford a chief marketing officer? Hiring a CMO can be prohibitively expensive for many businesses, especially when you factor in benefits, bonuses, and additional staff needed to support this position. A fractional CMO offers a solution that provides senior-level strategic oversight without the full-time price tag. This model ensures businesses only pay for the expertise they need when they need it. As a fractional CMO, we bring not only strategic leadership, but also access to a network of specialized talent, giving companies the ability to scale their efforts without all of the traditional overhead that salaries bring. We just talked a little bit about needing a team around a CMO to help execute. And to execute a real comprehensive marketing strategy, companies need access to diverse skill sets, from paid media to content creation, social media, analytics. And building an in-house team with all of that is not only costly, but also difficult to maintain. Fractional marketing provides access to these specialized skills in a more flexible, cost-effective way. It allows businesses to tap into top-tier talent without the need for permanent hires or the complexity of managing multiple vendor relationships. This approach also ensures that companies remain agile, adjusting resources and expertise as their needs evolve over time. No one marketer can do it all. I'm sure you've heard that phrase before. But in today's complex marketing landscape, the days of relying on a single marketing generalist are long gone. With the rapid evolution of digital platforms, AI, data analytics, content strategies, and automation tools, it's unrealistic to expect one person to be able to master all of this. Effective marketing requires a blend of strategic thinking, creative execution, and technical expertise, spanning multiple disciplines such as branding, demand gen, SEO, social media, and marketing automation. Just as you wouldn't expect a neurosurgeon to perform heart surgery, it's unrealistic to expect a single marketer to excel across all disciplines. One of the core benefits of fractional marketing is specialization. By leveraging a team of experts, companies can ensure every aspect of their marketing strategy is executed at the highest level. This model ensures efficiency and depth of expertise, allowing companies to focus on what they do best within the marketing team and driving growth through targeted strategies. The reality is that marketing roles have a high turnover rate, particularly today. It's about 30% annually. Each time a key position is vacated, the cost to rehire, onboard, and train new employees is significant, not to mention the disruption that it causes to ongoing efforts. Fractional marketing teams provide stability in a fast-changing environment. They come with the experience to hit the ground running, minimizing disruptions while maintaining momentum on strategic initiatives. This model also allows businesses to be proactive rather than reactive in managing their marketing efforts. By leveraging fractional expertise, companies can focus on long-term growth without the constant churn of hiring and onboarding. Now I'll hand it off to Tricia to talk about the future of marketing.
Thanks, Jen. So let's dig into how fractional marketing works. So as we've highlighted, fractional marketing services are really designed for companies that are ready to grow and need marketing support without hiring a full in-house team. Instead of relying on any one person to cover every skill set Jen just mentioned, there's a lot of them. Fractional marketing provides companies with more tailored expertise. We can think of it as a slice of each of those specialties, whether it's digital marketing, content development, analytics, brand positioning. Each piece, when done effectively, can work together to create a complete marketing program. And this setup really gives you the flexibility and agility to scale as needed. And that way you're also making sure you're investing only in those areas that directly contribute to your business goals and really meet you where you're at in your marketing maturity. So when it comes to fractional marketing, flexibility is key. Fractional marketing can take on different forms depending on the needs of your organization and really the level of your current in-house talent. So one common approach is completely outsourced, all outsourced, where a fractional team fully manages the marketing function, typically reporting directly to the CEO or the leadership team. And this model is really efficient for companies needing more of a turnkey solution with strategy, execution, alignment, all without any in-house personnel on the marketing side. Another option is more of a hybrid approach. Sorry, can you go back one? Where the fractional team partners with existing in-house staff, typically a marketing coordinator or marketing manager. And this structure allows your internal team to benefit from mentoring and leadership while still having access to that broader support. This also helps companies strengthen their in-house capabilities over time. So as I mentioned, a key benefit of fractional marketing is the ability to bring in the right talent aligned with your current stage of marketing maturity. So whether your marketing function is just starting out or evolving into a more strategic role, fractional support allows you to tap into exactly the expertise you need to move forward. So let's look at the various stages of marketing maturity here. Many organizations start out operating with a traditional marketing approach, and it's often seen as more of a cost center. This is where the marketing department is primarily focused on brand building and impressions. It's often referred to as the make it pretty department. Here, there's little alignment with sales or other departments, and while marketing may look good, it's not necessarily actively generating leads or contributing directly to revenue. As companies mature, they often transition to a lead generation model. In this phase, the focus is more on marketing activities like one-off email campaigns. And this model is certainly more proactive, but it still lacks that full alignment with sales. And success is usually measured by tracking costs or, for example, the number of form fills rather than the quality of those conversions or the conversion of those leads down the funnel. The next step is demand generation. This is where marketing begins to align more closely with sales processes. Here, the use of marketing automation and CRM systems really becomes essential. And the focus shifts more toward nurturing those leads through the marketing funnel. And often this stage marks a significant shift as marketing starts to become more accountable for both costs and attributing directly to revenue generation while still maintaining brand integrity. And finally, there's the revenue marketing stage. At this more mature stage, systems, people, processes are really optimized for more predictability and scalable growth. Marketing here is in true synergy with sales, focusing on ROI and revenue forecasting. And this approach also becomes repeatable, making it easier to scale your marketing efforts as your company grows. So as your business evolves, so too should your marketing plans, of course, but also how you structure that marketing team. And as you can see in this example org chart, a fractional marketing team can really integrate seamlessly into your existing structure. The fractional CMO or the fractional marketing leader takes the lead, collaborating across your leadership team and across different departments such as sales or operations. And really the setup allows for flexibility. You're not locked into a rigid staffing structure. Instead, you can really adapt those marketing resources as your needs change. So as you consider whether fractional marketing is the right fit for your organization, of course, there are a number of things to think about. First, think about your growth goals now and over the next few years. What do you want to achieve? How can marketing help you get there? Then take a look at what role marketing is currently playing within your company. Is it supporting those growth goals in a meaningful way? And more importantly, is it working? And how are you measuring that success? Are you open to bringing in external experts who can really elevate that marketing strategy? Or perhaps you already have in-house marketers who could benefit from guidance, mentorship to reach their full potential. A fractional marketing team can really bridge those gaps, providing both strategic leadership and on-the-ground support. But finding the right fractional marketing firm and fully integrating them does take some time, typically a few months to thoroughly vet and onboard them. But it's really important to find a firm that really understands your industry and has a proven track record to show it. So you'll want to be cautious of firms that are maybe over-promising but lack the depth to deliver. And you'll also want to be cautious of maybe CMOs who rely too heavily on subcontractors because that creates a very fragmented approach to your marketing program. Instead, you'll want to look for stability, longevity, relevant case studies that showcase success in your field. But really, a firm with the right experience, cohesive support will be better equipped to lead your marketing function effectively.
So I'd like to tell you a little bit about Marketri because we are a fractional marketing company operating very much as Trisha just described in her previous slide, plugging right into the executive team with our fractional CMO, but then providing full service execution of the marketing program. We analyze the marketing program and most importantly, we optimize it over a period of years. The vision behind Marketri is very much the same as it was 20 years ago, is to really help companies find that magic of marketing and how that can help them achieve their growth objectives over a period of time. While marketing has changed the value proposition of the company and maybe some of the terms that we use to describe marketing has changed, like fractional marketing, it's fairly new term, but our goal is very much unchanged. So how do we typically get started? We have a proven model that we've used really over the last 2 decades called the Marketri Momentum Model. And it has 4 major steps in it, starting with discovery and assessment. We can't market what we don't know, what we don't understand. And while many folks on our team come with various backgrounds in different industries and companies, like no one company is alike. So we really dig in to understand your business, do a discovery and assessment. We take a look at your company, your history, your market, your competitors. and the digital footprint. So we take a look at what's happening online as well. From that point of view, having all of that research compiled, we're then in a position to really make a recommendation as far as where are you positioned today and where should you be positioned today to succeed. We'll come up with a brand strategy to either highlight where you are today or to reposition you and move the company towards where it needs to be more successful in the future. We develop messaging strategy to make sure that everyone within our client's organization are talking about the company in the same language, using the same terms, because that is a really important brand element that's often overlooked. People think of logos and colors and fonts, but typically it's the messaging. That's the essence. Those are the attributes of a company that need to be consistent when you're describing your company, your brand. From there, we develop a strategic marketing and growth plan. This is your roadmap to your growth goals. If you were leaving on a journey from the East Coast to the West Coast, if you did not have a map, you have to imagine you make a lot of wrong turns along the way. So using all of the discovery and the assessment, we put together a go-to-market strategy that's going to get you to your growth goals with the most efficiency and most effectiveness, using just the amount of investment needed to reach them. And then finally, and most importantly, is measurement. That's really how we're going to know along the journey whether we're moving towards success. As Jen had mentioned earlier, we use dashboards and KPIs and kind of put to the side vanity metrics that are often interesting to marketers, but not as meaningful to CEOs that want to make sure that their marketing program is actually moving towards actually top line growth. And then we optimize. We continually look at ways to tweak and improve on performance so that we're getting a higher ROI over a period of time. So if you're interested in learning more about fractional marketing or Marketri in general or anything related to marketing, we are here to answer any questions for you today or offline if need be. So I'm going to turn it back to Tracy to see if we have any questions in the chat.
Great. Thank you so much, Deb, Jen, and Trisha. Really appreciate your time. I can understand why anytime I read an article that mentions fractional marketing, which you're seeing more and more, why that's happening. And it's because clearly there's a lot of organizations that are struggling with how to scale their own resources in-house. So this was very insightful. Thank you. We do have a couple questions from the audience. First one is, would fractional marketing also allow for a crisis communicator for internal things happening? Deb, I'll throw that one over to you.
Sure. The answer is yes. Fractional marketing, at least how we define it here at Marketri, isn't a canned approach. You don't get a canned team. Every business is individual. Your go-to-market strategy will be based on what you need to do to achieve your growth objectives. If you need internal crisis communications, that will be an element that will be provided as part of your fractional marketing team. Marketri is structured where we have a team of internal marketers that are responsible for certain elements of the marketing program, and we have a whole team of dedicated subcontractors. And to answer this, on the PR side, that are adept at crisis communications that we would pull in as needed for that particular client. So yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. So to that end, I think you touched upon this a bit, but really on more of sort of a day-to-day basis, Jen, I'll throw this one to you. How does a fractional team stay integrated into the day-to-day operations of the business when they're not here on site with us?
That's a great question. We act as though we're part of any internal team. We do often travel to customers' headquarters or locations when necessary for things like strategic planning meetings or getting together as a larger team with our peers. But we are also available, like the rest of the team is that may not be at the headquarters. We are available via email. We're often meeting one-on-one with other departments to make sure that we're integrating efforts. And we have a large team behind us that is available at any time to answer questions and keep things moving.
Great, thank you. So for those organizations that do have, a marketing staff of one, potentially a marketing manager, a question we did get in, Trisha, I'll throw this one to you. How would your team work with my existing marketing manager?
So if it's an in-house manager, we would essentially loop them in as part of the whole marketing team. We'd set up recurring meetings, involve them in the planning so they're well informed of the overarching strategy. And Jen mentioned when she was presenting about assessing skill sets. That would be part of the original due diligence, is to kind of lean into what their strengths are and maybe opportunities for growth, and try, to leverage their skill sets as much as possible too.
Wonderful, thank you. I do have one more question that came in, and for anybody still with us, if you have any questions, again, there's still time, feel free to throw it into the Q&A. But this last one that we have here, Deb, I will throw to you. So how long is the ramp up process with a fractional team, and how long is a typical engagement?
Sure. So the ramp up, depending on the client, usually takes between 2 and 3 months to do that discovery and assessment, to put together the brand strategy and messaging and the go-to-market plan. Depending on the complexity of the plan and the size of the company and the complexity of the company, of course, it takes a little bit longer than if it's a boutique company that focuses, say, on one sector. That's not to say that all marketing stops while we're doing that. We're happy to start executing and helping on things when that process is going on, because we realize many of our customers do have active marketing programs running at that point in time. In terms of how long our engagements, in terms of Marketri, every firm is going to be different, but we work on annual engagements with our clients so that we can go on that growth journey with them. We want to be not only the strategists and help put together that roadmap, but we want to help with the execution, the optimization, the analytics, and be able to show positive momentum over the period of a year. So that's how we work here.
Wonderful. Well, it looks like that is everything from the audience. So thank you very much. Once again, this was recorded, so we will have it available on our website at marketri.com. And we will be sending out a link to all of you who joined us today.
Thanks
Thanks again. Thank you.